Well, good morning and welcome back to another edition of the Hiking Journal. Today we're taking a drive out to inland northern San Diego County, I guess. We're just south of, well, we're going to be heading south of San Marcos. Cal State San Marcos is just here on my left. And up ahead of me, there's a couple of peaks you might be familiar with. The two on your left is, the far left is Mount Whitney, which is the funny name, Mount Whitney, and not that Mount Whitney. Frank's Peak is right next to it, and then straight ahead, directly to my right, at about, 2 o'clock, I guess, is Double Peak Park. And there's a nice trail that runs along the top of the ridge line, and it goes all the way down to some fire towers at the far end. But today we're going to be heading out to a place called the Mule Deer Loop, and it goes up the top of a place called Denk Mountain. It's not really San Marcos, and it's not really Carlsbad. It's kind of it's in between San Marcos and Encinitas, I guess is what you'd call it. And it's just past a small little community called San Alejo, which is actually a really cool little place. And we're going to be on the southwest side of that. And this trail is going to be about, 4.5 miles. It's only got about an 850-foot elevation gain, but it ought to be pretty steep in one spot. And if we're lucky enough, there is a waterfall on the far side called Copper Creek. And maybe because of the rains we had over the weekend, we might even actually get to see some water. Well, good morning and welcome out here to, I guess you would call this La Costa, Rancho La Costa. So it's not too far from the ocean. The ocean is just over the hill here, probably about 5 miles. And today we're going to be doing a hike up to the top of Denk Mountain. It's got kind of a funny name, Denk Mountain. And it's also the Rancho La Costa Habitat Preservation Area. It's not quite a preserve, not a natural area. I don't know why they call it that, but it's basically an urban interface between the mountains and the rugged chaparral of northern San Diego County, and intermixed with some very expensive homes. They're tract homes, but I bet you they start at probably $1.5–2 million. They're not cheap. And of course, La Costa is known for some resorts and famous golf. Torrey Pines Golf Course, where they hold some professional golfing venues, is not too far from here either. And so today we're going to be taking a trip up the Mule Deer Trail up to the top of Denk Mountain, and then we're going to work our way up and over the back and along the backside of a place called Copper Creek. And what makes Copper Creek interesting is it's a little more riparian. There might be some water, especially after the rain we just got. And also there's a small waterfall. So because it did rain over the weekend, we might be lucky, and maybe we'll get to see a little bit of a waterfall. And because the sun is out already this morning, it's going to be a nice, gorgeous day. San Diego's got some of the best weather on the planet, and today's a good example of that. So maybe we'll get lucky if it warms up enough. Maybe we'll see some snakes out on the trail, I hope. There's also a chance to see some wildlife, so we'll see. But it's going to be about a 5-mile hike with about an 800-foot gain. And there's a lot of mixed trail, a lot of mountain bikers, a lot of hikers, a lot of joggers, trail runners. So we'll see what we run into today. But in the meantime, I got to get up on all trails and find out where you start. I have a feeling I saw the trailhead back there, so I have to walk back down the road. I'm going to be going up to the top of Denk, and I'm going to work my way around the back, and I'm going to loop all the way back around, and I think I'm going to come out right over here. So anyway, stick around and follow me up the trail on the Mule Deer Trail in Rancho La Costa, California. That'll all be coming up next in this edition of the Hiking Journal. We'll see you in a minute. Well, as you can tell, I'm right alongside the road. So this is Twin Peaks, which turns into San Alejo Road or something, and big power lines are running through here. The area that I'm going to be going to is up on this side over here, and it's on the other side of this hill. Ooh, a great big hawk just flew out of that tree right there. I think I see the trailhead coming up here in a second. Well, this looks like this is the start of the trail. It says Rancho La Costa Habitat Conservation Area. Denning Road. what this is called. This is like kind of like the fire road, I guess. It leads up the top of Denk Mountain, which is that mountain right there. It says no e-bikes. It's gonna put a damper on some people's trips today, I think. In case you need a hiking staff of some kind. Well, this is our view after just a short distance from the trailhead. You can see the road coming around the corner down there. I just came up this little short distance and you got a great view looking north and east. Some major power lines that go through there, another antenna site up there. But it's pretty scenic so far. Wow, if you look at the size of this, look at the size of this cactus. This thing is massive. I mean, when you look over here, put it in comparison to my height, I'm almost 6 foot, I'm 5'11". And you can see this thing is probably a minimum 10, 12 feet high at its peak. And there's no spines on it, even further up. I don't know what kind of cactus this is, but I tell you what, it's impressive. There's another one right here. Well, as I'm starting up the trail here, I'm not saying just a couple hundred yards basically. We've been climbing up pretty steep, and it's rocky. You know, some of the things that I've read that were, I guess, negatives for this trail was the steepness in the beginning and the rockiness. I can see that, but it's not too bad. Not as bad as a lot of other ones I've been on. But I think we are going to have a great view today. Maybe if we get lucky, we'll be able to see the ocean. Well, I'm not too far from the top of Denk Mountain. This section is steep. I get why they say that now. This part right here isn't quite as steep as it was a little further down the trail. It was straight up. But we do have some tremendous views. You can see off this direction some of the peaks in San Alejo, and off to the right, way off in the distance, you can actually see Mount Whitney, which has the big repeater site satellite dishes on top, but right next to it's Frank's Peak. And off in this direction over here is the Pacific Ocean. There's a lot of grading going on over here. Looks like this is going to be a future site of some pretty expensive homes, I bet you. But it's warming up. I'm getting hot. I could have definitely worn shorts today. So the daytime high was 61. I thought it might be a little chillier in the shade, but it's I'm sweating pretty good right now. But when I get to the top, the jacket's coming off. Well, this looks like another steep section to the top of Denk Mountain. It's not too far. I am getting some great views. I just passed the trail sign for the Whiptail Trail. And it goes off to the right and it loops around and goes right back to this road. So I decided just to stay on Denny Road until I get to the top, if I can catch my breath. And so far, I've only seen one hiker. And that was way back at the start. So, and it's heating up too. Well, I made it up the top of Denk Mountain. It wasn't too hard of a climb. It was pretty steep, but it was short. It only took me probably 30 minutes, 40 minutes maybe to get from the trailhead to here. We're only a quarter way around the trail, so we got a long way to go. So we're going to be going down this side, it looks like, and we're going to work our way all the way down, almost to the bottom again. And we're going to work our way counterclockwise, it looks like, around the Copper Creek area. But it's nice up here at the top. The sun is out, and there's a nice cool breeze. I can see San Gorgonio out that direction. I can't really see San Jacinto. It's over there, but I just can't see it. I can actually see down that way, which is south and east of me. I can see Mount Woodson and all the antennas on top of Mount Woodson. That's where Potato Chip Rock is. But mountain biker just kind of cruise through here. There is something interesting I want to show you over here. They have a couple of nice, well, one, I guess, shade ramadas, and they have a picnic table, and they have a bike rack, and they have something over here I want to show you. And this was made by one of the Boy Scouts, more of an informational sign on some of the insect life and wildflowers that you're likely to see up here on the top of Denk Mountain or somewhere in the Rancho La Costa Preserve. But got a good view of the San Alejo Lagoon. You can't see the ocean because of the haze, but who knows, maybe it'll clear up a little bit. It's a little hazy. It's hazier down south than it is to the north. But anyway, it's a good, quick little climb, good energy boost to get up here. I could see if you live close, you could do this every day, every other day, just for training. It'd be a great training hike. It doesn't take you that long, you know, half hour up, 20 minutes, 15 minutes back, and you're an hour, you're back to the car, you know? Well, anyway, I'm gonna go show you what's over here. This is really cool. Okay, well, I'm trying to figure out, at first, I couldn't figure out what this was. But then I noticed it has a bicycle pump right there, and it has assorted bike tools. It says Deluxe Public Works Stand. So basically you stick your bicycle up there, you make the repairs if needed. You've got a little screwdriver, Phillips at a standard. You've got some hex keys if you need them. Something so you can change the tire. That's kind of cool, huh? Now here comes another hiker up here. How cool is that? There's a sticker that says Ed's Bicycle Shop. Well, this is my view from the top of Denk Mountain. I'm actually looking south and west, looking down that direction. You see this large body of water directly in front of me down there. That's the San Alejo Lagoon that leads directly to the ocean. The ocean is out there, but it's just in a marine layer right now. It's like there's a mountain biker working his way up. Way off in the distance, off to the far right, you can actually see San Gorgonio, which is a Southern California high point, 11,503 feet. And you can also see just the edge of Mount Bald. There is a haze layer or a smog layer that kind of limits your view looking to the west. We'll flip around and look out the other way here in a second. All right, well, I'm working my way down off the top of Denk Mountain. Looks like the trail is going to go along the ridgeline here. Some mountain bikers, a trail runner with their dog. We're going to work our way down some switchbacks down to the bottom side here. Great view out toward the ocean in the San Alejo Lagoon. It's awesome. Well, as I went down that road, just a short distance, 20 yards, I checked my all-trails route, and sure enough, that is not the way. That is not on my loop. That just goes to the edge of that ridge line. It's more of a mountain bike path. And the trail sign did say Mule Deer Trail, so this must be it. And I did read that it was really steep and rocky, so maybe this is what they were referring to. And they said it takes a lot longer than you would think to either go up or down the Mule Deer Trail. Makes sense, since this is a more direct route. It is definitely steeper and much more rockier, so I'll have to really be careful with my foot placement. I'm wearing trail running shoes today. I'm wearing some Ultra Lone Peak 7s that are, for the most part, almost worn out. But they still work. I'll just have to be careful. I'm just lucky it's not muddy. You know, as I'm working my way down this Mule Deer Trail, it is getting increasingly rocky and loose. We're lucky that we had the rain that we had just a few days ago, because that's what's keeping the trail dust down and probably giving me a little better traction than I would normally have. But I did bring my trail gloves, and I have them on my pack. So I think when I get to a fairly level spot down here, I might put those on, because you do not want to take a tumble here. This will remove you of your skin in a pretty quick method, you know what I mean? I see some more hikers. The guy just passed me going up this trail, which is incredible. and he was wearing a weighted vest as part of his workout. He was sweating pretty good. So this would be one hell of a workout. But when I get to a flat spot down here, I'm gonna throw on my gloves. All right, I don't think I've ever seen something that says extreme difficulty. So what are they trying to say? It's this drop down trail over here. This says Tecito Salvia. So I think that's where we're going. I have to check the All Trails map again. Well, as I'm working my way down this trail, I can actually see down at the bottom of the canyon there, I can actually see a wooden trail informational sign. I think that's where my left turn is going to be, which is going to take me due south along the westward side of the hill here, and that's going to get me on the Copper Creek Trail, I believe. Guess we'll find out here in a few minutes. There's some mountain bikers working their way up. I don't think they're coming this way though. This is too rocky. All right, well, we have worked our way down the Mule Deer Trail, and you can see, in fact, there's the water tank. That must be the water tank trail. I didn't even see that as we were coming down, because we came down through that draw right there. And thankfully, we've reached this section of trail. Looks like they've got a informational sign and some warnings about mountain lions and some more hiking sticks. It's called the Switchback Trail. So we'll check our All Trails map again to see which way to go, whether we continue down to the sides of the backyards of those houses or we continue back up the mountain. All right, well, here is another trail junction. Here comes a mountain biker coming down the trail. You can go ahead. Well, you can tell spring is right around the corner. As the cactuses are plumping up, getting ready to bloom. We have a couple of blossoms I've seen already. There's some more on this side. Well, we've had a couple of mountain bikers go cruising by. They were all really friendly. They gave me advance notice, so I wasn't startled when they came plowing down the trail. I think here comes another one. Thank you. That's got to be tough, riding a bike up these rocky trails, man. I don't think I have it in me to be a mountain biker. Hiking's hard enough. But, oh, here comes some more. I'll get out of the way. Good morning. All right, I said we've got a couple. This must be one of the more popular trails. All right, well, now I've worked my way out into an open, it's kind of a power line access road. There's power lines fore and aft, as they say, in front of me and behind me as I'm walking down this road. I'm gonna dip off of this here in a minute. I did have to keep an eye on All Trails because it was probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 times that I had to look at it because there was all kinds of junctions everywhere. Some of them were signed, some of them were not signed. So, but it's funny, on this side of the hill, you can totally see all the mountain bikers coming up and down. All right, well, now I've taken a decided eastward trek back up the mountain. Ran into a guy who was walking with his dog. Even though on the map shows a connector trail that goes pretty much straight to the Copper Creek Trail. He said you can't go that way at dead ends. So it's private property or what, but he says there's a trail that goes right and it looks like this is it. So I went up the Horned Lizard Trail and now I'm gonna be going this way, which looks like, what's it called? The Whiptail Loop. And I did read several places that because this was a natural habitation or habitat area, no dogs were allowed on this section. So we'll see how we're indicating. This is going to take me down into a ravine, what's known as Copper Creek. It's a historical site, dates back over 100 years to some mining claims. We'll see if we can see remnants of that. And also, the waterfall is this way as well. All right, well, it looks like I've reached the junction of the Copper Creek Trail. It says so right there. There's also a sign. This is going to lead me down into the ravine. Well, as I'm working my way down this side of the slope here, I'm assuming that Copper Creek is down there in that ravine because I can actually hear water now. And from what I've read, that gray area down there are mine tailings. There's a couple of gals in front of me that are going to be working their way down there too. So hopefully the water sounds like it's flowing pretty good. Well, I worked my way down along the Copper Creek Trail and I finally reached the waterfall. It's actually flowing pretty good down Copper Creek today. I don't know if I'll be able to get down there any closer to the water. There's pretty much a cliff on this side. There is a trail that continues downstream, but it would be nice to somehow find out a way to get to right there. The trail continues up to my left. That's where the continuation of the Copper Creek Trail is. Well, this is remnants of some type of structure. Looks like there's more down there. Well, good morning. I made it out to Copper Creek Falls out here in Rancho La Costa, which is just not too far from Pacific Ocean and south and west of San Marcos. So it's been a good hike so far. Went up to the top of Denk Mountain, worked our way around the Mule Deer Trail, which is really steep and rocky, and took part of the Whip Trail, Whip Lizard Trail, something like that, and worked our way over to the Copper Creek Trail, and worked our way over here to Copper Creek Falls. So from here, I'm going to work my way back up to the trail and continue on my loop going from south around to the east, around the side of Denk Mountain and back out to the car. So anyway, well, I guess in this section of the Copper Creek Trail, it pays to duck and also pay attention to the trail as you're skirting right along the edge of the water. This is a nice, cool, shady, and breezy section, which is very refreshing. Well, looks like we have a nice little footbridge here as we cross over. Looks like it's got quite a few names on it. Marna and Fred. A bunch of other names here. I was told there's several of these little bridges. Just had a mountain biker come down along this trail. I heard his bells. His bells are a great idea. Well, it's nice and cool down here along the creek. Water's pretty still right here. I don't see any fish. I bet you there's a lot of frogs and tadpoles down there certain times of the year. All right, well, I noticed this as I came up the trail. Look at the coloring of the water. Now, is that just natural? Or is that because this is called Copper Creek? It's a copper colored. Must have something to do with rocks and minerals and geology in this area. It turns it a copper color, hence the name. Well, if you were starting on the Copper Creek Trail side and going counterclockwise, this would be where you would start. You have warnings for rattlesnakes, mountain lions. See quite a few families here today. This is a holiday, actually. It's President's Day today. So no school for the kids. They picked a great day to do it too, because absolutely stunning day for a hike. Check out these blooming cactuses right here. You know, I saw this on the map. I wasn't sure what it is. It's massive building. It says Play X Play Productions. Well, this has kind of piqued my interest. It says TS Hiring Center, San Marcos, Play X Play Productions. But what's interesting is they've got a double guard gate and razor wire around it. Well, as you can tell, I made it back to the Jeep along San Alejo Road. It's a lot hotter out here than I thought it would be. There's a van load of kids right ahead of me here. Since it's a non-school day, it's President's Day, they all have today off, so it's a great day for a hike. Absolutely perfect weather. And so I'm going to take a few minutes here, get caught up on my hydration, and enjoy this warm sun. You know, it's supposed to be over the next several days. It's supposed to be 10, 12 degrees in the Midwest. And it's going to be 82 here on Saturday. So there's a reason people live in California. Yeah, we have earthquakes. Yeah, we have landslides. We have massive fires and questionable government. But you can't beat the weather here. It's absolutely stunning for a hike. Anyway, I want to get going. I got lots of chores to do today. I got to take back some shoes I bought. I bought some new trail running shoes. They don't fit, so they got to go back to Amazon. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of the Hiking Journal. My adventure out into San Alejo, I guess, or Carlsbad, or whatever you want to call it. La Costa, maybe? Is that what they call this? La Costa? Rancho La Costa? So I'm losing everything here. It was a good hike. It wasn't too terribly bad. It was a little warmer than I thought it would be. That sun was pretty intense. It was steep, really steep going down the one way, but once you got down to the bottom, it was nice. It was actually a really nice hike, especially along the creek. It was meandering, and it was shaded for most of the way, and we did get a great view of the Copper Creek waterfall and some of the mining areas, and a lot of kids hiking today, so that's awesome. So anyway, I'm not too far from the house. I'm only about 30 minutes from the house, and should be back before noon. How's that for a quick adventure, huh? Well, anyway, I don't know what's next on the Hiking Journal. I'm working on getting some new trail shoes. I bought a pair and they didn't fit, so I sent them back. And you know, it's all those years of trail running and running barefooted. My feet have widened, so regular shoes don't fit me. I have big feet anyway. I wear size 13, so now I'm stuck with 13 wides. And actually tried to size a pair of 14 Hokas, and they weren't even close. They looked like canoes. They were like 2 feet long and 6 inches wide, and it wasn't even close to what I need. So what's funny is the shoes I normally wear are Lone Peak Ultra 7s, and they're just their standard 13s. They're not wide. They do have a wide foot box, but other than that, it's not that special. They're just expensive. So I was trying to save some money, and I guess it's not working out for me. So I guess I'll just have to fork over the money. What do they say? Cry once, buy once, cry once. That's it, man. Well, anyway, hope you like this edition of the Hiking Journal. My hike up the Denk Mountain and my loop around the backside at the Rancho La Costa Habitat Preserve, and my exploration of Copper Creek Falls. Anyway, take care. I'll see you down the trail. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and tell your friends about it. Don't forget hit that thumbs up like button and tell your friends about the channel. Anyway, take care, and I'll see you down the trail.